What is mining? How are bitcoins mined? When it comes to cryptocurrencies, the main question is about the creation of coins and therefore what is Bitcoin mining. Unlike banks that create traditional currency, miners mine bitcoins. How does Bitcoin mining work? Miners are made up of a series of computers participating in the network that compete to be the only ones allowed to record all recent transactions. If the computer is able to win the competition, it can win some Bitcoin as a reward. These computers solve complex computational puzzles that cannot be solved by hand. Bitcoin mining is therefore necessary to maintain the transaction log on which Bitcoin is based. First of all, when computers solve mathematical problems on the Bitcoin network, they produce new Bitcoins, not unlike when a miner's classic operation extracts gold from the ground. When they solve them, they make the Bitcoin payment network reliable and secure by verifying transaction information. Bitcoin and traditional currencies. People tend to trust printed currencies backed by government agencies or national or private banks. Bitcoin, on the other hand, is not regulated by any authority, but is supported by millions of computers around the world called nodes. Bitcoin nodes are spread all over the world and record transaction data in a public directory that anyone can access, thus serving to verify authenticity. The difference to traditional electronic money circulation is that they are documented by banks, point-of-sale systems, and physical receipts. Miners group transactions into blocks and add them to a public record called the blockchain. When Bitcoin miners add a new block of transactions to the blockchain, part of their job is to make sure those transactions are accurate. In particular, Bitcoin miners make sure the Bitcoin is not duplicated, a quirk unique to digital currencies called double spending. With printed currencies, counterfeiting is always a problem. But generally, once you have spent €20 at the shop, the bill is in the hands of the clerk. With digital currency, however, it is a different story. Digital information can be reproduced relatively easily, so with Bitcoin and other digital currencies, there is a risk that a spender could make a copy of their Bitcoin and send it to another party while keeping the original. Verification of Bitcoin transactions. In order for Bitcoin miners to actually earn Bitcoin from verification, they must verify a 1 megabyte (MB) worth of transactions. They must solve a complex computational maths problem, also called a proof of work. Mining Bitcoins requires huge amounts of energy and sophisticated processing operations. The difficulty level is changed every 2016 blocks, or about every 2 weeks, with the aim of keeping mining rates constant. This means that the more miners compete for the solution, the more complex the problem becomes. If, on the other hand, computing power is removed from the network, the difficulty is lowered to make mining easier. What is a mining pool? A mining pool is a group of miners who add up their computing power and share the mined Bitcoin between them. The operation is particularly efficient. The history of Bitcoin mining. Between 1 in 16 trillion probabilities, scaling difficulty levels and the huge network of users verifying transactions, a block of transactions is verified about every 10 minutes. Currently, the Bitcoin network is processing just under 4 transactions per second, with transactions recorded on the blockchain every 10 minutes. For comparison, Visa can process somewhere around 65,000 transactions per second. As the network of Bitcoin users continues to grow, however, the number of transactions processed in 10 minutes will increase. While banks create the circulation of traditional money, miners mine Bitcoins which then belong to independent circuits. Although there are still many who do not know what mining is, as the number of miners increases, so will the enormous possibilities that this type of market is offering. Please consider subscribing and leaving a like in order to grow our channel. You can find many informations about Bitcoin on our website.